So let's look at another example of just kind of where unintentional meaning is created, and I think that's important. Looking back, of course, with the example with Croce, so here we have Mohamed Mehdi Awazani, right? He's a very famous international actor as the devil in History Channel's The Bible, and you may have heard about this because this is a very popularly kind of debated issue for a little bit when the Bible was first aired on the History Channel. And think about this: who does he remind you of? Maybe someone familiar, such as this man, right? This guy. So there's a very interesting aspect, when we look at this, and so a lot of people were very angry, right? And so the History Channel actually had the issue with statement because a lot of people really thought that they were making a statement about Obama. And so the History Channel said the History Channel has the highest respect for President Obama. A statement from the History Channel read: "The series was produced with an international and diverse cast of respected actors. It's unfortunate that anyone made this false connection. History, as the Bible, is meant to enlighten people on its rich stories and deep history." Right. So who's right? Now, again, this is a good issue of probably coincidence, rather than unintentional meaning or intentional meaning. This is just kind of coincidence. Owazani is a very famous actor. He's played the devil before. He's played God before. But again, with cultural context, right? You could see why some people thought like, oh man, are they trying to make something about Obama? And so we always have to be careful when we analyze because we don't want to overanalyze, and we always want to look at very specific instances when we could rightfully analyze and break down the subtext versus when the subtext may just be coincidental rather than actual. Here's another instance where again, were people being stupid? So on the left is an 68 Mark by Mark Jacobs t-shirt. And already, in my opinion, paying that high for a t-shirt is pretty stupid. So there's that. But, look at the design, right? And look at the right with the screwdriver. Well, if you're not familiar with it, this is Boots and Braces, the 1987 12-inch from Screwdriver, the design. It became a very popular and important symbol for white power. Screwdriver is one of the first white power rock groups, and they featured this illustration of combat boots, soles up on its cover, which became kind of the symbol for neo Nazism. So, according to Mark by Mark Jacobs, the t shirt's design was just an unfortunate coincidence. But people, were really angry at the similarity. And, I have a feeling what really happened is someone saw the design, didn't realize it was a neo-Nazi symbol, and someone at Mark by Mark Jacobs thought they could get away with plagiarism. And this is almost in a way too coincidental. Whereas at least we can't control the way people look and things like that. But this case is probably someone plagiarized and got in trouble. So what does this all mean? Well, when we look at a thesis and when we build our essay off of analysis, we want to discuss subtext. And the reason too is an analytical thesis that discusses subtext really aims to uncover social or cultural assumptions, artistic patterns, or any kind of scientific pattern within art or any kind of object that reveal important aspects to the world around us. So just look at an example. In a cultural landscape marked by divergent perceptions of black youths versus white youths, different concerns emerged in the mainstream media about the impact of each group's form of cultural expression. Rap music, with its evocation of angry black rappers and equally angry black audiences, was simultaneously perceived as a more authentic and serious art form than was heavy metal, and as a more frightening and salient threat to society as a whole than white music genre. And this is coming from an essay from Amy Binder. What she's doing is she's analyzing lyrics in heavy metal and rap songs in order to show racial and cultural implications within both forms of music. And when we look at these two sentences, and really the rap music one is the main thesis, the previous one is just a context. We look at what she's trying to do. She's looking at rap music, looking at all sorts and breaking down all sorts of ideas connected with rap music: audience, the rappers themselves, the social perception of angry black youths, of angry black audiences, the social perception of music being serious and authentic. And what she's doing is comparing and contrasting, but also looking and analyzing at what factors socially and musically are in place to create rap music and people's responses to it. And so analysis is very important, right? We still want to tackle very important social concepts, right? When we analyze, we don't want to just kind of abandon very important subjects. So let's look at, and this is actually a thesis from Rigel, his kind of ethnographic essay about graphic design. The Penn State program that these students are enrolled in has definitely been preparing them through intense deadlines and project requirements, high standards, and long hours of hard work. In addition, it is building a base of teamwork lined with friendly but imperative competition among the students. So what does this person have to prove to us? Well, he has to prove that Penn State is, again, building and preparing them for deadlines and requirements and high standards and hard work. It's also he has to prove to us, right, that there's a building of friendship, that teamwork, that's friendly as well as competitive. And so this sentence actually comes into conclusion, and we'll talk about why in a couple of weeks from now, looking at where we should place, the main argument. But even though the sentence appears in his conclusion, he can make this analytical claim through the facts that he presents, right? It also reveals the essay's purpose and relevance, right? The program is tough, and the group helps each other succeed despite the competitive nature. And so that's the purpose, right? He's looking at people in the Penn State graphic design program, and he's making a specific analytical claim here. So he's arguing, right? He's not saying that the program is great, but what it's doing is that it's preparing them, and that he has to prove it. How is it preparing them? How do they build this base of teamwork that's also friendly, right? And so we analyze to uncover hidden meanings, hidden truths, hidden explanations, without making, of course, any judgments. We want to remain as objective as possible, and that's crucial for essay 2. We're not judging people, we're looking at the institution of high school, if it's good or bad. Analysis helps us to deconstruct the complex world in an attempt to gain a better understanding of the world around us. In academic writing, analyses show how the arts and sciences produce works that we can measure and explore ourselves, and that's the key issue with analysis. It's giving us a greater understanding of the world around us. Obviously, if you have any questions, always email. If not, good luck on essay 2, and take care.